You know, there's one driving maneuver that pretty much everyone thinks is super simple, but it's actually loaded with hidden complexities and risks. Yep, today we're unpacking the U-turn.
I mean, this quote just hits the nail on the head, right? A U-turn feels simple, and that's exactly what makes it so sneaky. When something seems easy, we just naturally let our guard down. But with a U-turn, even a tiny miscalculation can cause huge problems. That feeling of simplicity, that's its biggest trap.
So what is it that makes it so uniquely risky? Well, it boils down to this idea of the dual threat. Seriously, think about it. For most turns, you're mainly worried about one direction of traffic, right? But a U-turn, bam, you've got cars coming at you and cars coming up behind you all at the same time. Getting your head around that is, without a doubt, the most critical first step to staying safe.
Okay, so let's unpack why this one little turn is so hazardous. It really comes down to this. A U-turn is a total pattern interrupt. When we're driving, our brains are kind of on autopilot, you know? We're predicting the flow of traffic. A U-turn just shatters that rhythm. It makes it incredibly difficult for other drivers to judge your speed and distance. And let's be real, it makes it hard for us too.
And the first big danger is visibility, but not in the way you might think. We're all taught to check our blind spots for a big truck, sure. But the real sneaky danger? It's that subtle curve in the road, or that little crest of a hill that can completely hide a car barreling towards you until it's way, way too late.
Then you've got the whole domino effect. Your one simple turn can suddenly block multiple lanes of traffic. The car behind you slams on its brakes, the one behind them does too, and suddenly you've created this wave of confusion and frustration. That's how a simple move turns into a rear-end collision, or worse.
And the list just keeps going. Our brains are actually pretty bad at judging the speed of oncoming cars, especially when we're doing something unexpected. And what about pedestrians or cyclists? They're way harder to spot. Throw in a wet or icy road, or just the fact that your car might have a turning radius of a city bus. Can you even make it in one go? All these things just keep piling on the risk.
All right, so this leads us straight to the rules. And look, this isn't just about not getting a ticket. You have to understand that no U-turn sign isn't a friendly suggestion. It's a big red flag. It means someone, a traffic engineer, has already studied that intersection and said, nope, this is a terrible, unsafe idea right here.
And these no-go zones are pretty much common sense when you think about it. Highways? The speed difference is insane, just way too dangerous. Curves and hills? You're basically driving blind. Near schools, railroad tracks, construction zones, the risk is just obvious. Every single one of these rules is there for a life-or-death reason.
Okay, let's get to the big one. The one that causes so much confusion, maybe even a few arguments in the car. What is the actual rule for making a U-turn at a traffic light?
Here's the deal broken down. On a red light, it's pretty much always a hard no. Forget about it. On a green light or a green arrow, it's a big maybe. And this is the key takeaway, listen up. The laws are all over the place. They change from state to state, sometimes even from town to town. You absolutely positively have to know your local rules. No guessing. Okay, we've talked about all the dangers, all the places you just can't do it. So now, let's get practical. How do you pull this off safely when you can do it? This is what we're calling the U-turn safety playbook. Think of it as your gold standard guide for a perfect, safe turn. This is the checklist you need to run through in your head every single time. Step 1, assess. Is this legal? Is it safe? Is the road wide enough? Step 2, signal and position. Let people know what you're doing and do it early, like 100 feet in advance. Get in that far left lane. Step 3, scan 360 degrees. I mean everything. Mirrors, blind spots, crosswalks. Step 4, execute. Turn slowly, but be sharp and decisive about it. And step 5, accelerate. Straighten out and get back up to the speed of traffic smoothly.
All right, let's throw a wrench in the works. A really common one. You've done all your checks. You're all set to make the turn, and then you look in your rearview mirror, and there's a car glued to your bumper. What do you do now?
First off, make sure you signaled way ahead of time. You could even give your brakes a little tap, just as an extra heads up. Keep your eyes on that mirror. But here is the single most important thing. Do not let them pressure you. Do not let their impatience force you into a dangerous move. If it feels even a little bit sketchy, just abort. Seriously. Abort the turn, drive up the road, and find a better, safer place to turn around. It's not worth it.
So, when you really start to piece all of this together, you see that a safe U-turn isn't just about steering the wheel. It's a whole mindset shift. It's about moving from just looking for a gap to performing a full 360-degree scan of your entire environment.
It really boils down to three key things. I call them the three pillars. First, assessment. That's reading the road, the signs, the other drivers. Second, control. Physically making the turn with precision. And third, and this might be the most important, adaptability. Having the awareness to call it off if things change. It's the dance between these three that makes all the difference.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. The next time you're about to make a U-turn, I want you to stop thinking, is there a gap? Instead, I want you to ask yourself this one question. Picture the whole scene, the entire 360-degree view of traffic around you, and ask, what is that complete picture really telling me about the decision I'm about to make?
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.